pressed X and I got up. And the bug continues. He kills himself. What a game bug. This is the most annoying fucking thing ever.
Sorry, Kira. Guess you got used to them. I lied. Sorry.
It was a trick.
To take Denim down. But I cut your dark beast and reinforced back in the down phase. You can't touch me then.
Wow. What a bunch of assholes.
I wonder what you do now that you don't have any more.
Shoot her. Shoot her in the back. Dude, it doesn't even stop during the credits. The audiobook stays during the credits. Well, guess what? I'm not going to watch the credits and listen to this bullshit. I'm muting it, I guess. Oh my god, what an audiobook. So during the last boss fight, if there are grenades in the air, which by the way have the most annoying fucking sound effect ever made, and they shouldn't have used that sound effect. If there are grenades in the air when you kill the final boss, it plays the grenade sound effect non-stop through the ending of the game and the credits. Wow. Well, some things to be said about Syndicate. And of course I'm talking about the single player campaign. I've not played the co-op gameplay, but it's an interesting game, some interesting concepts. The story is actually pretty good. You know, one of these future, you know, totalitarian societies where instead of being ruled now by like a dictator, you're being ruled by corporations. And the corporations basically control the world and implant microchips in everyone to track them and control them. And half the population doesn't have the microchips, but those are the ones that they keep in poverty. And the gameplay is pretty interesting with some of the unique abilities, being able to hack into someone's brain and make them kill themselves or go on a rampage against their own teammates, and doing that kind of stuff is pretty interesting. And it basically makes this game pretty unique in that respect. Now, outside of that, unfortunately, the campaign does suffer from a lot of problems that a lot of these FPS games today have, like not being self-explanatory enough, you know, not being able to figure out what exactly you're doing, repetitive waves of enemies. I mean, let's face it, in Chapter 19, that room that had 10 waves of enemies was absolutely ridiculous. Like, it wasn't super hard or anything, it was just like, come on, man, how much can you possibly send at me in one fucking room? That's just ridiculous. I do like the fact that it actually did use some, you know, real actors. I mean, you got Rosario Dawson, Brian Cox. Those people are known from movies, and putting them into a game, you know, is pretty interesting because usually they wouldn't be doing voice acting for a game. And I'm wondering if that means that maybe in the future there will be more games like this with opportunities for actual actors and actresses to do the voice acting. And maybe this will open up a whole world of possibilities for real-world actors who, you know, maybe currently they're not working on any projects. They could do some voice acting for games like this. I think it definitely added to the game. Brian Cox is a really good dramatic actor. Rosario Dawson's alright. I mean, I haven't seen her in too much great stuff, but it was also cool, as you see right here, that they used the facial models for both of them. So, you know, their characters definitely resembled them in their real-life personas, which is pretty neat. Pretty good. The length obviously leaves something to be desired. I've only played it for about 6 hours right now, and I've beaten it. So, 6-hour campaign. Keep in mind there is online co-op gameplay as well that has like a co-op campaign missions. So if you know other people who own this game, you can do that. But, you know, again, in this day and age, only having 6 hours. And for me, the gameplay was alright. Like, again, I'm going to compare this game to a game like The Darkness 2. Because The Darkness 2 was only a 5 to 6 hour campaign, but I felt that every single moment I was playing that game, the gameplay was amazing. You were always unlocking something new. You were actually completely changing the way you played the game depending on what you were doing, and every area was unique and interesting. Obviously, this game, being that it's in a futuristic setting, there was some overlap. There was a lot of repetition, a lot of repetitive stuff, and you weren't always. After you unlock those 3 abilities that you have, the Persuade, Suicide and the Breakdown or whatever it was called, there was no other ability, so it kind of got boring after a while. And they do try to mix it up a little bit with the variety in the stages, but it still ends up kind of being pretty repetitive. So in my opinion, better than the average FPS. A little bit of a cool twist because it has these abilities to hack into people's heads. It was okay. It's I don't know if this would probably be like I would recommend it as like a rental, I think, as opposed to like something you should buy. So, and apparently Chris Brown works on the marketing team for the European Union. Hey, let's see if the sound effect is still playing. Okay, so a completely inexcusable game bug, and the fact that if that sound effect plays when you beat the final boss, that you have to hear it endlessly through the credits. So the only reason I'm waiting here is obviously I'm waiting to see if there's going to be any Easter egg or anything after the credits, which sometimes they put in games like this and sometimes they don't. But it would be nice if there would be some music playing or something that you could hear, but instead you have to hear this. So I'll leave it muted. Well, I like that little plot twist at the end there, where basically, Lily lied to you because he wasn't, the CEO wasn't going to shut down all the technology and kill you. It was actually you being tricked by Lily all along to take down Eurocorp, because her goal is like being a political activist and trying to shut down all the corporations who have control of the world and give the world back to the people. But pretty interesting twist there at the end. Not bad, in my opinion. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed playing through this game. Surprised I didn't hear more about it. I really heard almost nothing about this game at all, except for reading about it in gaming magazines a couple times. I'm surprised there's pretty much no marketing. I didn't even see ads for it online or anything. Nothing. So I wonder how it did. Ready for a remix? That's great. Bunch of fucking idiots. Just think about it. Oh, we're going to have a game where they're going to throw EMP grenades. Should they sound like explosions? Should they sound like electricity? No, they should sound like this. The most high-pitched, annoying fucking sound effect ever. Like, what the fuck were they thinking? Some dumb fuck sound designer. I know. We're going to make this weirdo sound effect. It'll be awesome. I was like, no. Alright, so we'll write out these credits. Of course, it's an EA game, so the credits have to be 42 minutes long. Because they have to take credit even though they don't do anything besides publish the games. So, we'll sit here and stare at the credits for 100 years. Oh my god. Don't fall asleep! There's not even any music playing right now. The only thing that's playing is this sound effect. And a drum. There's a drum beat and this sound effect. Wow. There's absolutely nothing after the credits. It just goes back to the main menu. I guess that's it. Anything unlocked in extras? Nope. Credits, player statistics, and videos. Alright, so that is it for the campaign of Syndicate. I hope you enjoyed it. I had fun playing it. It wasn't that bad. Except for that sound effect at the end of the game, which was a super trollish move by Brian Cox. And that's it. Thanks a lot.